Opening logo posits a world where Pride Rock is visible from the Disney castle. And now I have to wonder why Mufasa and Simba never found it. This is like the Peach's castle in Mario Kart all over again. I've played Mario 64 Nintendo. There was never a cart path to be seen, you liars.
Look at the stars.
You don't tell me what to do, but also respect. Everything in this movie is going to do its best to look super realistic, which only makes it harder to suspend disbelief. The beauty of the animated original was that it is a self-contained reality where anything is possible. Simply put, weird to see real-looking animals talking, singing, and dancing.
My friends, the time of my family's growth is upon us.
The amount of animals arriving late to the king's speech is honestly just disrespectful. Also, this elephant that thinks they can take a front spot with zero consideration of the animals behind them. You make a better door than you do a window, Dumbo. Also, lions can't talk.
How wonderful is it that Nala and I get to continue his dream and make even greater the circle of life.
Giving a Pride Rock speech about doing it like they do on the Discovery Channel.
Ron has 3 legs. That's still one more than me.
Well, are those arms or legs?
Guys, this is serious.
It is not. I mean, it wants to be. But then it puts Timon and Pumbaa front and center, even though they are the most fourth wall breaking, can't believe how creepy they look as photorealistic creatures, serious as a clown standing in a parking lot of Banana Peel's characters in the whole franchise. Swelling music and a close-up shot of a smiling baby animal to make the audience say "aww" so loud they forget that Disney is an evil monolith buying up IP until all parents must bow to them with offerings of cash because they own all children's happiness cliché.
I could smell the fear!
Timon and Pumbaa engage in historical negationism.
My dad told me he defeated Scar.
That is a weird way for your dad to tell that story. Hey son, want to hear about the time your uncle murdered my dad? And then we had a fight to the death where I kicked him off a cliff and into the hands of angry hyenas to devour him? Totally defeated him. Anyone want some popcorn before I start the detailed version?
It's Ron, the 3-legged zebra! Run for your life!
This callback makes no sense logically and happens way too quickly to be funny or interesting in any way. This is also my one-sentence review of this movie.
But I'm not brave like my dad. And I could never be like Mufasa.
The movie tries to be both a sequel about Kiara and a prequel about Mufasa and somehow miserably fails at both.
A lion born without a drop of nobility in his blood.
Great, so now Mufasa is not the son of the previous king. Movie makes my younger self the asshole for reading A Tale of Two Brothers.
A story! So glad I brought some crickets.
Wait, go easy. We're in a cave.
With that, we've clocked this flick already averaging a fart joke every 3 minutes, or 20 FJPH. Pull over, Disney, we're ticketing you for excessive speed and a faulty exhaust system.
Mom, what is that light way out there?
You mean the setting sun? You're in Africa and old enough to talk and you haven't learned about the big glowing ball of fire in the sky yet? Either Mufasa's parents are terrible at education, or the movie needed Mufasa to ask a dumb question so his mom could introduce the concept of Milele with the movie's first song. These 3 lions are now having a shared hallucinogenic dream, and I don't think this movie ever reckons with the impact of drugs or supernatural forces on the deteriorating family dynamic amongst the feline population. This lawn is totally f***ed. Adjusting your butterfly level to the looks like gods ticked at the Egyptians again setting. These f***ing zebras that think the first thing you do with the gathering puddle of drinking water is to traipse all your filthy hooves through it. I've spent exactly 0 damn minutes doing any damn research, which is probably more than is damn needed to call bullshit on this naturally occurring stone pillar dam that will conveniently propel the damn plot into motion. And I expect the damn geologists in the comments to back me up out of principle whether I'm right or not.
Mufasa!
We almost went 15 minutes in a Lion King movie without a father having to attempt to save a son. Good save, Disney.
Mufasa! The cliff is too high, but you can cross at the dam.
God damn it.
I can't!
You can do this!
But he shouldn't. Sure, a cliff is too high or whatever, but you can't show me this establishing shot if you want me to believe that crossing here with all the precariously moving parts was a better option than trying to climb out the other side. Mufasa's mom is standing right in the middle of the dam when that elephant plows into it, yet she is not ejected like Mufasa or killed for that matter. Okay, I'm calling it. It's time to be done with this character is submerged underwater and has to struggle to the surface to be baptized into a new existence bullshit. You're never gonna outdo Samwise chasing Frodo into the river. Let's just retire it.
The flood waters joined the distant river, carried Mufasa far from his mother and father, beyond all that he knew.
These floodwaters do a ton of heavy lifting for the plot and never even once give Mufasa prune hands.
What's the secret?
I'll get in trouble.
Please, just tell me.
I don't know.
Just tell me!
Okay, you're about to be eaten!
Cubs.
Help me!
Get it? That's the same way that Scar kills him in the first movie. So it's super symbolic. Do you get it? Did I freeze frame just to send the fact that these lions don't have buttholes? Yes, I did.
These outsiders will devour everything in their path.
They're pub lions.
They will race to the dead tree and back.
No one will ever explain to Mufasa what dead tree they are talking about or where it is, and he won't even ask. And the dead tree is conveniently surrounded by water. Without these trauma flashbacks to the thing we saw 5 minutes ago, how would we ever remember the trauma from 5 minutes ago?
I had to let you in.
Democats. As the animals sing, "Hey, did your mama say you could be up this late?" I would like to know 2 things. Is it late? The sun looks at least 3 hours away from sunset. And why aren't these animals minding their fucking business? Also, this always wanted a brother song rules, and Lion Manuel deserves a send-off for providing some joy to this otherwise dreary movie. But also, that Lion Manuel pun was terrible, and I'd never have made it if it wasn't for this movie, so that's on you, Disney. Hip-hopping. If I've learned one thing from the Lion King movies, it's that the skies in Africa specialize in taunting children about their missing parents. Having a song that lasts so long that your characters age several years.
Now go back to the females and stay away from my son.
They made Obasi unintentionally come across as homophobic.
You want to be with the females. You belong with the males.
They made Obasi unintentionally come across as heterophobic.
There's a herd of antelope heading across the dry lake bed about half a day from here.
Antelope or lions, even walking at their slowest, could cover about 5 miles an hour. So if we're generous and say that a day is just the 16 hours of normal daylight, half a day would be 8 hours, in which they would travel 40 miles. Lions do not hear prey that are 40 miles away. The only thing anyone can hear coming from that far away is this movie's twist that Taka is actually Scar.
I never have to be like Taka. I never have to be king.
This movie is trying so hard to draw parallels to The Lion King that they might as well have had Mufasa sing, "I just would hate to be king."
Hakuna Mufasa, what a wonderful name.
Guys, I was just joking about changing the lyrics to the old movie songs to create blatant unnecessary callbacks. Dear God, what have I done? Also, thank goodness we finally got back to these guys. I was just starting to get emotionally connected to Mufasa's backstory, and we can't have that happening.
Rafiki's right, we'll get letters from legal.
Bringing this up when I know you don't have the balls to make the rest of the movie about these two being tied up in litigation. This battle with a new evil lion tribe would be exciting if I could tell what the hell was going on at all.
They're downwind, less than a day away.
No, you couldn't possibly know.
Obasi would be excellent, and I already covered this since.
The truth is standing behind you.
Discount Lion Vladimir Harkonnen calls in his Discount Bene Gesserit Truth Lions.
An ordinary lion. And you left my son to die?
Why does the king of this African lion tribe sound like they were from Denmark? I mean, maybe it's a commentary on colonialism, but the movie doesn't show the lions with silly mustaches or boats, and my hands are tied here. This scout lion probably didn't memorize this conversation from this distance, which means that Rafiki is telling this part of the story based on third-hand incomplete information, and that is just unacceptable journalism.
Where will we go, Eshe? Without you, I have no home.
In the 4 years since 2019's The Lion King, they still haven't figured out how to make photorealistic lion faces actually emote. At least we know it would be much better when they do the animated version of this movie in 2029.
Pumbaa, did you wash your hooves? Pumbaa.
I did.
Pumbaa.
I'm just gonna walk on them again.
Movie still has time for this.
And as the hunters led Kiros into the Valley of Kings, Obasi and Eshe stood their ground.
Is it a sin of the pride, having too much pride to run? Or one of a story that is finished with certain characters and can't resist the opportunity to kill off some parents?
There are rules among lions.
Bringing this up when I know you don't have the balls to make the rest of the movie about these two being tied up in litigation.
There will be one ruler, one Lion King.
Disney canonizes the fact that the 1994 animated classic is the only Lion King to ever exist, and anything else you may remember was a shared fever dream. Mads Mikkelsen is now singing bye-bye to this pride of lions, and I'm having trouble reconciling his evil malice with words that David Spade might say to someone exiting an airplane.
Run, Mufasa!
Trying to pretend like anyone has any tension about the stakes of this when we all know and they all know that Mufasa has to survive long enough to have his voice drop 2 more octaves and adopt a constant Darth Vader impersonation.
If we fight, we die. But if we swim, we drown.
Actually, if you swim, you don't drown.
Tell me you can track them downriver.
We can track them anywhere.
Convenient bullshit that lets you not explain why you keep catching up with them. Also, convenient bullshit that turns out to not be true later when they simply cover their tracks with snow.
So just to be clear, we're not in this story.
Turning yet another Lion King movie into a terrible knockoff version of The Lion King 1.5.
She's right there. She.
The movie can't help but pronoun big game itself into a love triangle because how would anyone turn evil if it wasn't for unrequited love?
But you don't have anyone.
She does indeed have someone. Thank you very much.
That's Zazu.
Oh, for fuck's sake, who next? A young Shenzi? You can either trust your story to be interesting enough or stuff it full of cheap nostalgia hits. Seems clear the choice that was made here.
It was Rafiki's fault. He summoned the beast. with his dreams.
We will now quickly add in a rush Rafiki was an outcast backstory because in modern filmmaking, not a single character is allowed to exist without a tragic or misunderstood upbringing. I'm not sure how I made it through the original without knowing this important information about Rafiki.
You can try to run, but I'm afraid you won't get very far.
They could have just eaten Rafiki instead of being overly concerned at the fact that he isn't scared. Is that a necessary part of the process? Does fear make the meat more tender?
A flea can trouble a lion more than a lion can trouble a flea.
Unless you're about to magically turn into Rafiki, that is a non sequitur proverb that has nothing to do with your current situation.
Can we get on with this, please?
Movie realizes it is wasting its own time.
I once had a crush on a flamingo. I've never said that out loud.
The elusive fourth wall breaking hornbill in its computer-generated habitat is further evidence that Deadpool has done irreparable damage to cinema.
Someone's a little tired of being a second banana, huh?
A certain reality my college girlfriend didn't have to acknowledge somehow makes its way into the script.
You gonna be farting next? 'Cause that's my thing.
Well then, perhaps you should have skid-marked it. I mean, trade ding the ding.
Cannot tell the story of Mufasa without the story of Rafiki.
Well, not with that attitude, you can't. Waking up with a case of the Aronofskys.
I have a report. It's morning. End of report.
Oh, you with this morning report joke. The only way Zazu says this is if he knows he's making a joke about a song from the first movie. I know he's already broken the fourth wall, but do you want to go full bird pool? Because you should never go full bird pool.
Come on, clear your thoughts. Concentrate.
This smell harder speech feels so Uru-Wan Kenobi teaching Luke Mufasa to use the Force that I'm almost afraid we're going to find out that Sarabi will choose the last name Skywalker at the end. We are now in another musical number, and I feel obliged to say lions can't sing. Well, I mean, they can, but they prefer neurofunk. It can't be that hard being a jungle creature with nature going out of its way to build you the necessary infrastructure.
Heroes, they are not alone.
It's like these lions can smell every damn thing so that they didn't have to animate them actually doing any work. I mean, find a paw print, piece of fur, big old lion turd, I don't know. Just something more than superpowered mutants that can smell you 100 miles away.
How do you know that? When she passes, I can smell them on her fur.
Okay, Creepo.
You smell like a duck.
Just kidding, he said duck. It's just that the choices were my joke or skip.
Did he just say she smells like a duck?
Asks the guy who claims to be able to hear how the wind blows through antelope horns 40 miles away.
Why am I running?
Well, since you're graciously hanging a lantern on it, follow-up question. When, why, and how did you land amongst the elephant legs to begin with?
Thank you, my friend.
Damn it, prequels. We don't need to know the origin of every single thing from the movies we love. Han Solo could just be named Han Solo. Blofeld didn't have to be Bond's brother. Sandman didn't have to be Uncle Ben's killer. Fucking stop it already.
Taka saved you.
The transitive power of Taka's boner makes Mufasa tell a lie.
Rafiki, who are the outsiders?
I'd give all the sins back if off the top of his head Rafiki listed Matt Dillon, Ralph Macchio, C. Thomas Howell, Patrick Swayze, Rob Lowe, Emilio Estevez, and Tom Cruise right now. Movie yada yada's how this crew climbed over a freaking mountain. That's right, this movie will now imply that a tiny bird could precision mini avalanche enough snow to cover these tracks completely. You could put a full-size human up there with a snowblower and still fail at this job. Also, how is obviously disturbed snowfall any less suspicious than tracks? Which way should we go, Kiros? Definitely not the direction of only disturbed snow on the mountain. Nope, not that way.
We did it. We did it.
Premature celebration. You should know that this is why lions only mate in the summer, because the pride cometh before the fall.
Who wants to rub against Zazu?
Trying to make me sad about a bird not getting rubbed.
You can smell the exact flower from my valley.
I think they make a cream for that.
You saved me, held me, covered me in the stampede, comforted me.
That's some pretty specific memories, considering while that was happening, you were completely knocked the f*** out.
Now tell me it's you.
Skip. To really drive home the jealousy point, the movie will go from these cuddle cubs directly to Taka being bitter above, and I'm just saying there is a challenger's version of this story that would be hella more interesting if it wasn't so afraid of its gay pride. This Diabolus ex avalanchina that deposits Taka right near the wandering outsiders.
Taka, where have you been?
Shouldn't you know Mr. Smelled the years old duck flowers on Milele, but not the very recent outsiders on my bestie?
In case you missed it, we're not featured in this. I think the Civet has more screen time.
The Civet does not have more screen time. A fact that I am only aware of because I was eager to see it get eaten. Spoiler alert, it does not. Not on screen, anyway.
Please don't mention the play again. I went to see it. I'm nothing but a giant sock puppet.
You went to see it? You didn't bring me?
And there it is. These two know about the Broadway show. The world is now completely broken, and none of this could ever mean anything ever again. Congrats. Hope it was worth the almost funny joke, Disney.
We found it! We found Milele.
Now that Mufasa has found this thing he's desperately searched for, and that is the encapsulation of his entire connection to his mother and father, does it make any sense that never once in the first movie does anyone call this Milele? Not once? When you linger on a tree money shot this long, I begin to wonder if you're expecting me to get wood.
Mufasa,
How do you know who I am?
we know the outsiders are hunting you, and we fear you'll bring danger.
That does not answer the question, and in fact reveals more information that I'm still wondering how the f you know.
He left a trail of scars for us to follow.
Did that f***er just call Taka's claw marks on the rocks scars? Scars! This movie has more forced references than a rushed doctoral thesis. This movie wants to have its Eye of the Tiger moment, and honestly, these lines should find that a bit offensive.
We must stand with Mufasa!
With the giraffes now among the talking animals, I have to ask an important question. Why don't the elephants ever talk? We see them trumpet all the time, so why not words? There will be no spectators in this war, elephants. Your silence says it all.
From this moment on, everything the light touches belongs to me.
You'll have to take it.
What the f***? Is this movie saying that Mufasa adopted the selfish evil catchphrase of his mortal enemy and made it his own? He doesn't even subvert it. He flat out tells Simba the same thing. Everything the light touches is our kingdom. He might as well have followed it up with, I learned that from this major asshole who tried to kill me, and I liked the ring of it, so I f***ed him up and made it my own. Mufasa wakes up from his fall in an inch of water above solid stone and has thus earned a retroactive he survives this. I swear if he comes out of that waterfall...
For blood!
Still better than a fucking flirkin, but just as cheap. Damn it, prequels. We don't have to know the origin story of every little thing from the movies we love. Legolas didn't have to already know Gimli. Maleficent didn't have to be the one to wake Aurora. Michael Myers didn't have to be the victim of bullying. Fucking stop it already.
Close your eyes and tell me what you hear. What you feel.
Glad you taught him how to use the lion force and whatnot, but isn't this a situation where just spotting the falling giant premeditated murder boulder with your eyeballs would have been sufficient? Get it? That's the same way that Scar kills him in the first movie and also helped him earlier, so it's super duper ultra symbolic. Do you get it?
It is what you have become, the king of Milele.
Yeah, kings are great. Consolidating power is so smart and honorable. Thanks, Disney.
I had a son named Mufasa, taken from me by a great flood.
Mother?
Fine, she made it here, whatever, but I'm not buying for a second they are just meeting now. Unless that smelling superpower thing was bullshit, of course.
But, Father?
This is a Disney movie, kid. You only get one.
I won't ever say your name again.
Then call me Scar.
What? Also, getting a cool nickname is punishment for being a real jerk-ass. Look, Claude Fossa, if you're really some sort of benevolent god now, I have one question. Why do bad sequels happen to good movies? You are no god!
Kiara, this is your new brother.
Oh, good. We finally got resolution to the all-important what were mom and dad up to storyline. But where did this kid come from? No, seriously, where did he come from? No one here is operating with the proper equipment for baby making or baby delivering. Do I just need to say it? She has no...
Brothers don't shake hands. Brothers gotta hug.
I'm not a stray. I'm just
a jellicle cat.
Do you know which way is home?
E.T. phone home.
I have one more secret, Mufasa.
You want to know how I did it? I never saved anything for the swim back.
They're coming this way, Obasi. 2 lions for every one of ours. Each one.
Big, massive elephants.
You have no reason to challenge me.
I never understood all these elaborate tortures. It's the simplest thing to cause more pain than a man can possibly enjoy.
Whoa! What happened? Where'd he go?
I did a Peter Pan right here off of this dam, right here.
They can run, but they can't hide.
Wow, you know what? I mean, it looks like we could have just hid this whole time.
Alive. She's alive.
Daniel LaRusso's gonna fight? Daniel LaRusso's gonna fight!
Where is he going?
Back to the future. There are many ways to Milele.
That's Swahili for doggy style.
You can smell the exact flower from my valley.
Damn, girl. I saved you, and you
betrayed me.
The acronym you need to worry about right now is PACE. P-A-C-E.